Hi, I'm Steve from Steve3D, your indie development and game art channel. This is my Learning Blender tutorial series. This is a full course for learning Blender, teaching you everything you need to know. And the best thing, it is totally free. In this video we will practice everything we have learned so far, and we will add some more useful commands to our toolbox, like adding edge loops, using the Extrude tool and edge slide. Today's object will be a beginner-friendly bowl. But before we start, I want to ask you to like, subscribe and press the bell button to help me to grow this channel. This would really mean a lot to me, and you will be informed whenever I release new content. Now, let's have a look at the center screen. You see the table we have created last time, as well as a simple low poly bowl. So this is the object we want to create today. Now let me move to the center point here. I add a new object by pressing Shift A, selecting mesh and cylinder. Check how many vertices it does have and ensure that it is no more than 16, because we are going for a low poly style. Next, let's set the dimensions in the right upper corner. It should be 0.035 by 0.0. Looks a bit small. 0.35. Sorry, there was a zero too much. And we are going for a height of 0.08. means 8 centimeters in height. This is the final size of our bowl. Instead of extruding additional geometry, we will reshape the existing one. We press Tab to go into edit mode. We switch to face selection by pressing 3, and then we select the bottom face. We press numpad 1 to go to front orthogonal view. Let's center it a bit better. I press S for scale. Then I scale it down until I am satisfied with how it looks. We press Ctrl plus R for edge loop. To add an edge loop we have to move our cursor over the bowl until we see a yellow line, which is the position where the loop will be added. You can scroll the mouse wheel forward to increase the number of edge loops you add, and you can scroll it backwards to decrease the number of loops. I guess it's okay if we add 4 edge loops here. Left click, and now you can adjust where the edge loops will be created. We don't care, so I press Escape to add them centered. Next, we hold down the Alt key and select the edge loop at the bottom. So Alt and left click means selecting the whole loop. I press G for grab. As you can see, we can deform our model by moving the mouse, which is not what we want. I press G again, and now we are sliding along the edges. I place it somewhere near the bottom. I press S for scale, and I scale it down until it builds this kind of socket. Then Alt and left click on the next edge loop. I press GG again, slide down like here, press S to scale it a little bit bigger, Alt left click on the loop at the top, GG, then we can slide the loop up, S to scale it, Alt left click here, S for scale, like this, maybe GG again to refine the position of this loop. So this is how our bowl could look like. Maybe we should scale this a little bit bigger. So this looks better. so you can play around here until you are satisfied of how your bowl looks. The top side is still missing, so we go to the top side of our bowl. We press 3 for face selection. We select the top face. We press I for indent. We create an indent like this, then left click, and we press I again to create another indent. We make it like this big and left click. We move this face down by pressing G for grab and C for the Z axis. Then we move it down until we see the bottom. Now we go up a little bit until the bottom disappears. We press Ctrl R again to add edge loops. I think 3 edge loops should be okay for the inner side. Then click and press Escape. We can do the same as we did for the outer shell. Means Alt left click on an edge loop, then S to scale. We make it bigger until we see the outside, where we stop and make it smaller until the outside disappears. But I prefer to press Alt Z to make the bowl transparent, so I can see through it. I press GG, move it here, S for scale, then I select the next edge loop with Alt left click, S to scale it. Now I select this edge loop and S for scale again. GG to slide it up a little bit. I think we are done. The bowl is finished. Yes, looks good. Press Alt C to make it solid. A last check if everything is okay. Yes. This is the bowl we have created today, so you see, it's a piece of cake. So this is a very chunky low poly style. This is how most of your models should look like at the beginning, because we can fix this after modeling. Means now. If it's only a few edges that you don't like, you can press Alt and select this edge loop, for example. Now we press Ctrl B for bevel. By moving your mouse, you can smooth it out a little bit. Like this. Or let me revert this. I press Ctrl B again for bevel, and I scroll the mouse wheel to increase and decrease the amount of edges we will add. Now a left click and you see a much more smoother surface. I revert this once again to show you another method. I press Tab to go to object mode. On the right option panel, we press the wrench icon to add a new modifier. We learned about this in the last video. I press Add and I search for Subdivision Surface. This is already subdividing. You can see this on your bowl. There's a lot of new geometry visible and it's a lot more smooth. We have here 2 settings to fine-tune it. If we increase the levels, it will add more and more details. You can see if we increase the levels to 4, you already have a perfect smooth surface. At the bottom you can see there's something strange. This is because the bottom face is a so-called N-gon. We don't care for now, but we will learn more about this in future videos. As you can see, it's very smooth now. That being said, for a game this would not work, because if all the assets do have this level of detail, it would need too much resources. For a movie or a cutscene, this will work without problems. If you press tab again, you see that it is still low poly because the modifier is not applied. Once you apply it, you will see that you have a very fine mesh. I removed the modifier since I want to stay with the low poly look. I did only add it to show you what you can do to make your models more high poly. Now, let's talk about your homework, right? I want you to practice your skills until I release the next video, so I have prepared something for you. Let's go back to the table and have a look at what we have there. I have added a candle for you. It consists of two objects, a candle and a candle holder. Let's turn the view a little bit so that we can see it a little bit better. The candle holder is like a smaller version of our bowl. I used E to extrude the middle part. The candle itself is a cylinder. When you extrude the middle part, don't forget you can use C to restrict the axis where you extrude to. If we take a closer look at the top part, it's shaped like a bowl again. The candle dose is extruded like the middle part of the candle holder. So it is almost the same thing again. This was the easier part. Next comes the part where you can put your finger through. This is the little bit harder, but it should be doable. A hint for this handle is, I see the candle is sitting not right on the holder. Let's fix this first. I move it down a little bit, like this. Okay, looks better now. For the handle here I added a ring with 8 vertices to make it look low poly. In edit mode you can see that we have only 3 45-degree angles. This means I used grab to move the edge of the 4th angled segment into the bowl until it looked like this. Don't worry if it doesn't look correct on your first try. Remove it, try it again, play a little bit around until you are satisfied with the outcome. Do edge select and grab to move the last part into the holder like this. So that's all you have to do. I hope you have a lot of fun creating this model. Please let me know in the comments if you like this kind of homework and if you want to have more exercises. Please let me also know if you want to have a video where I show you how I created it. If you have any problems solving the exercise, please use also the comments to ask questions or to share your solution for it. Now let's recap what we have learned so far. We can use E to extrude a selected edge, face or vertex. You can use Ctrl R to add edge loops. With the mouse wheel we can change how much loops we create. With Ctrl B we can bevel to make rounded edges or smooth a surface by adding additional geometry. We can use the mouse wheel here as well to increase and decrease the amount of geometry we add. We can now select edge loops with Alt left click on an edge. If you want to select multiple edge loops, you can hold Shift and Alt while selecting additional edge loops. We also learned about subdivision modifier that we can use to increase the amount of geometry to make our models look much more smoother. With this, we can convert our chunky low poly model into a high poly model if we want. A word of warning here, this works okay with quads, but doesn't do a good job with trees or n-gons. We will learn later about them. For now you should just know if you apply it to your model and it looks odd, you might have a topology problem. Like we saw earlier in the video when I turned the bowl around to the bottom face, which is an n-gon. So that's it for this video. If this video was helpful Or if you don't want to miss out when I release new content, please hit like, subscribe, and press the bell button to stay informed and to help me to grow this channel. Let's meet in the next episode where we create another cool model. Like and subscribe.